His horse. Now, with the Cup Carnival starting tomorrow, this tribute from Neil Kearney is opportune.
So much has been said and written of Tommy Woodcock and his association with Phar Lap and the lovable Reckless that his story is perhaps the most appealing in the annals of the Melbourne Cup. Woodcock belongs to bygone days, his lifestyle, his values, even his stables, which are held together by cobwebs as thick as rope, and where, after the morning's track work, he warms a pot of tea and lavishes the butter onto his toast. The legs of his breakfast table are submerged in ice cream buckets full of water, because Tommy has a problem with ants and he reckons drowning's the only way to stop them. At 78, he's still training horses, looking for one that might make a cup runner, more than half a century since he strapped Phar Lap. To those of us who grew up with the legend of the Red Terror and how he died in Woodcock's arms, the 1977 Cup and Reckless became our chance to live through a fairy tale. We'd heard how Tommy had treasured Phar Lap's rug like a sacred relic until old Reckless earned the honour to wear it. Reckless had started 30 times before he finally won a race, but this pixie of a man persevered, and by Cup Day 1977, the nation desperately wanted Reckless to win. Alas, Reckless, Woodcock and 12 million hearts were beaten by a length by the Bart Cummings-trained Gold and Black. Although Reckless was a stallion, he was as tractable as a plough horse. Woodcock not only allowed but encouraged children to climb onto his back a half hour before the Melbourne Cup. When the old fellow was finally retired, those kids remembered.
I love my horses. I live with them. I can nurse them. I can do anything with them.
As a horse, as a pet, if you had to choose between Reckless and Phar Lap, which would you have chosen?
I think Phar Lap was more of a pet than Reckless. Old Phar Lap, I'd only have to call him and he'd follow me around. No matter where he was, I'd call him, I'd run after him and play with him, and he used to play with me. He was more of a pet than old Reckless, because Phar Lap was a gelding and Reckless was a stallion, a 6-year-old stallion at that time. He was a great horse, Phar Lap, a good traveller, coming right down, shifting him right on top of the Melbourne Cup, and then coming right from Geelong to the Melbourne Cup. I thought, it was a great thing, and he was a great horse.
Marvellous character, we'll miss him. A video available on Tommy, produced by Neil, who did the story, of course, and it's now available at all good video shops. Also on offer at Flemington, a video called Cup Raiders, which is about the overseas horses, and they have a big hand again in 1994, and you'll see how they all go in Network 10's coverage, which begins, as I said, at 10:30 a.m. The winners are on the screen.